How to let go of people and situations. Stoicism and psychology for inner peace. Letting go. It's something we often hear about, but in reality, it's one of life's greatest challenges. Whether it's the people we once held close, the weight of past regrets or situations that feel beyond our control, releasing what no longer serves us can feel like tearing away a piece of who we are. But here's a truth that might surprise you. Holding on tightly to what's gone or unchangeable often creates more pain than letting go ever will. Letting go isn't about turning your back on life. It's about breaking free from the emotional chains that hold you captive so you can live with clarity and intention. In this episode of Stoic in Your Life, we'll explore the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy and the practical tools of modern psychology to help you master the art of release. You'll discover how to cultivate detachment without losing connection, how to find peace by stepping back for perspective, and how to create healthy boundaries that protect your energy and well-being. By the end of this video, you'll have the strategies to release the burdens of the past, embrace the present, and move into the future with a lighter heart and a sharper sense of purpose. Let's dive in. Number 1. Unlocking the power of detachment. Detachment is one of the greatest Stoic secrets, a misunderstood virtue often mistaken for coldness or indifference. However, true detachment is not about ceasing to care. Rather, it is about releasing ourselves from the exhausting struggle of trying to control things that are beyond our power. Detachment allows us to loosen the grip we have on people, situations, or outcomes, while still holding space for what truly matters. Think for a moment about the times in your life when you've tied your happiness to someone else's approval, to achieving a specific outcome, or to accumulating material possessions. How much stress and worry did that bring you? How many nights have you spent tossing and turning, clinging to what was never fully yours to control? The wisdom of Stoicism teaches us that true peace doesn't come from mastering the external circumstances of life, but from mastering our own responses to them. Picture holding a handful of sand. If you squeeze it tightly in your fist, the grains slip through your fingers, leaving you with almost nothing. But if you hold it gently, the sand remains steady in your palm. This image captures the essence of detachment, holding lightly to what we care about without the desperation or fear of losing it. When we approach life with this mindset, we free ourselves from unnecessary emotional suffering and open the door to genuine inner peace. Take, for example, the story of Mia. Mia spent years trying to save a friendship that had turned toxic. She bent over backward to meet her friend's expectations, fearful of losing the bond they once had. Despite her tireless efforts, the friendship unraveled, leaving her emotionally drained and questioning her own worth. It was only when Mia learned the wisdom of detachment that she realized her struggle wasn't about her friend. It was about her attachment to an idealized version of the relationship. Letting go of this unrealistic expectation was not easy, but it brought Mia a profound sense of freedom. She shifted her focus inward, working on becoming the best version of herself, rather than trying to salvage what couldn't be fixed. In doing so, she discovered the energy to nurture relationships that were truly fulfilling and reciprocal. So what about you? What are the relationships, situations, or expectations that you are gripping too tightly? Are you clinging to something that drains your energy rather than uplifts you? Detachment doesn't mean giving up on people or goals, nor does it mean becoming apathetic or emotionally distant. Instead, it's about untangling your sense of worth and peace from things you cannot control. It's a practice of acceptance and trust, of learning to flow with life rather than resisting its currents. And when you detach, you don't lose love or care. Instead, you let go of fear, anxiety, and the need to control outcomes. Paradoxically, this empowers you to act with greater clarity, purpose, and wisdom. The power of detachment lies in its ability to cultivate self-awareness and emotional resilience, qualities that help you navigate life with grace. The process begins with identifying areas where you are overly attached. It might be a goal that has consumed your thoughts, a person whose approval you desperately seek, or a mistake from your past that you cannot seem to forgive. Ask yourself if these attachments are serving your peace or if they are pulling you further away from it. Once you've identified them, start practicing detachment through small but intentional steps. This could mean journaling your emotions, reframing your perspective, or simply reminding yourself of the Stoic truth. You have power only over your own mind and actions, not over external events. Detachment is about liberation. By releasing what we cannot control, we create the mental and emotional space to focus on what truly matters: our values, our actions, and the person we aspire to be. Letting go is not an act of weakness or surrender. It is an act of courage and wisdom. It is about choosing to hold on to yourself and your inner peace, rather than grasping at things that bring more harm than good. When you embrace this Stoic secret, you discover that letting go is not about losing. It's about gaining the freedom to live authentically and purposefully. So, I ask you, what can you let go of today to create more peace and freedom for yourself tomorrow? Start small, but start now and watch as detachment transforms your life. Number 2, stepping back for mental clarity. In the chaos of life, when emotions flare and the world feels like it's spinning out of control, one of the most empowering practices you can adopt is the art of stepping back. This simple yet profound act isn't about avoidance or passivity. It's about cultivating the space necessary to gain clarity and regain control. Intense emotions, whether frustration, fear, or anger, can cloud our judgment, leading us to act impulsively in ways we often regret. Modern Stoicism teaches us the importance of creating a pause, a brief but meaningful moment to detach from the intensity of the present and evaluate it with a clear, rational mind. Marcus Aurelius eloquently stated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." His timeless wisdom reminds us that while we cannot dictate external circumstances, we hold the key to how we choose to respond. Imagine a stressful moment at work, perhaps an unexpected criticism from a colleague or the pressure of looming deadlines. In such moments, stepping away briefly, whether through a calming breath, a short walk, or even a few minutes of stillness, allows you to reset your perspective. This isn't escapism, it's strategy. By consciously stepping back, you disengage from reactive emotions and engage with your higher reasoning. This pause transforms what could have been a rash reaction into a thoughtful response. This is the power of calmness, the foundation of mental clarity. In moments of reflection, we align our decisions with our core values, choosing responses rooted in wisdom rather than being swept away by the storm of immediate feelings. Stepping back is more than an action. It's a mindset that, when cultivated regularly, fosters emotional resilience. Journaling is another powerful tool to complement this practice. Writing about your emotions and experiences provides a constructive outlet to process them, offering clarity and perspective. Over time, this habit becomes a sanctuary for your thoughts, enabling you to uncover patterns in your reactions and grow from them. In modern life, where the pace often leaves little room for self-reflection, such practices anchor us. They remind us that while we cannot stop the river of life, we can learn to navigate it skillfully, steering with intentionality rather than being carried adrift by its currents. Practicing the art of stepping back also enhances our relationships. When conflict arises, instead of reacting in anger or frustration, taking a step back gives us the space to listen, understand, and respond with empathy. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or denying their validity. Instead, it's about tempering them with reason, ensuring your words and actions reflect your true intentions. Seneca's advice resonates here. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. By pausing, we prevent misunderstandings and preserve harmony. building stronger, more authentic connections with those around us. Stepping back is an act of reclaiming your power. It's a declaration that your mind, not fleeting emotions, steers your actions. As you integrate this practice into your life, you'll notice a shift. Decisions made with clarity feel lighter, your interactions grow more meaningful, and your sense of inner peace deepens. Modern Stoicism emphasizes this balance, urging us to ground ourselves in rationality while embracing the humanity of our emotions. By pausing in the face of life's challenges, we allow our wisdom to guide us, making choices that align with our values and nurture our growth. In stepping back, you're not retreating, you're advancing toward a life of greater purpose, patience, and inner harmony. Number 3. Deciding when to distance yourself. Deciding when to distance yourself from people or situations that no longer serve you is one of life's most challenging, yet profoundly transformative choices. It may mean walking away from a toxic relationship, stepping back from an exhausting work environment, or even letting go of personal habits that no longer align with your growth. This decision often feels difficult because it can be clouded by guilt, as though we are betraying something or someone important. However, the truth is that creating distance is not about abandonment, but about self-preservation, a vital act of caring for your mental and emotional well-being. Modern Stoicism offers timeless wisdom on this subject, with Epictetus reminding us, we are not disturbed by things, but by the views we take of them. This philosophy invites us to evaluate whether the connections we maintain uplift and align with our values, or simply drain our energy, holding us back from becoming our best selves. For example, think about a friendship that consistently leaves you feeling unappreciated, anxious, or emotionally exhausted. Ask yourself honestly, is this relationship helping you grow, or is it a source of unnecessary negativity? Stoicism emphasizes the importance of focusing on what is within our control, our reactions, priorities, and choices, rather than fixating on what lies beyond our influence, such as the actions or behaviors of others. Choosing to create distance is not an act of rejection or hostility, but rather a courageous step toward self-respect and personal clarity. It is about protecting your energy and focusing on relationships and habits that nourish your growth instead of hindering it. This process doesn't always require abrupt endings or dramatic confrontations. A more thoughtful, gradual approach, like spending less time with the person, setting clearer boundaries, or practicing compassionate detachment, can make the transition smoother and less disruptive. Imagine it like pruning a tree. By carefully trimming away the branches that hinder its growth, the tree becomes healthier and thrives. In much the same way, thoughtfully distancing yourself allows you to preserve your energy, gain clarity, and foster personal renewal. Marcus Aurelius captured this wisdom perfectly when he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." His words remind us that while we cannot control others, we can choose how we respond and where we direct our focus. A temporary separation can also be an insightful step in this journey. By taking a break from a relationship or situation, you create the space needed to reflect on how its absence impacts your life. Does stepping away bring a sense of relief and peace, or does it highlight something irreplaceable? This period of detachment acts as a guide, helping you make decisions based on your values and long-term well-being, rather than momentary emotions or external expectations. In today's fast-paced, interconnected world, where relationships and obligations often pull us in conflicting directions, this strategy becomes a cornerstone for achieving inner peace and emotional resilience. Choosing to distance yourself is a profound act of self-care and personal alignment. It allows you to make room for relationships, habits, and experiences that genuinely support your growth, while gently letting go of what no longer serves you. This decision is not about shutting doors forever, but about creating opportunities for greater clarity, peace, and fulfillment. Approaching this process with compassion, both for yourself and for others, is key to ensuring that the transition is constructive rather than painful. Seneca's advice, associate with people who are likely to improve you, serves as a timeless reminder that the company we keep shapes our lives. By thoughtfully choosing what and whom we allow into our lives, we exercise one of the most profound forms of self-respect and wisdom. Through the lens of modern Stoicism, this act of distancing becomes a pathway to balance and harmony. It empowers you to reclaim your energy, embrace healthier relationships, and prioritize what truly matters, even amid life's inevitable challenges. By embracing this practice, you open yourself to a life rooted in clarity, purpose, and enduring peace. If you've ever faced the difficult decision of creating distance from people or situations that no longer serve your growth, comment, "I choose clarity" below. Your insights and experiences are incredibly valuable and help foster a community focused on self-respect, personal growth, and inner peace. Let's support one another in this journey of thoughtful choices and meaningful connections. Number 4. Building trust through meaningful conversations. Building trust through meaningful conversations is one of the most profound ways to deepen relationships and create bonds that stand the test of time. In our fast-paced, hyper-connected world where many interactions remain surface level, meaningful conversations serve as a counterbalance, offering us a chance to connect on a deeper level. Stoic philosophy, with its timeless wisdom, reminds us of the importance of engaging in dialogues that challenge our thinking, refine our values, and encourage mutual growth. Trust, after all, is not built through shallow exchanges or empty words, but through honest communication, active listening, and a willingness to show vulnerability. Imagine a time when you and a friend or colleague resolved a misunderstanding simply by sitting down and talking openly. How did that change the dynamic between you? This is the essence of meaningful dialogue: clearing the air, finding common ground, and strengthening the bond. Stoic philosophers like Seneca championed conversations that tested their ideas respectfully and thoughtfully, as they believed these exchanges helped sharpen their judgment and improve their character. We can take a page from their book by practicing active listening, a skill that requires us to give our full attention to others without rushing to respond or judge. When someone feels heard, it fosters trust, empathy, and a sense of security that encourages them to share more openly. Conversely, when we are courageous enough to share our own thoughts and feelings honestly, we create a safe space for deeper understanding and connection. These small yet significant acts of openness and attentiveness are the building blocks of relationships rooted in mutual respect. A modern example of this might be a strained relationship between a parent and their adult child. Perhaps years of miscommunication and unspoken frustrations have created a chasm between them. Instead of letting the rift grow, they choose to sit down for a candid conversation. The child shares feelings of not being understood, while the parent expresses fear of losing the connection they once had. By listening intently to each other without interrupting or defending, they begin to see beyond their own perspectives, finding empathy in the shared longing for closeness. Through their dialogue, they uncover not only solutions but also the profound realization that trust is built by showing up for each other in these vulnerable moments. How often do you find yourself rushing through conversations, offering half-hearted nods while your mind is elsewhere? What might change if you approached every dialogue with the intention of truly understanding the other person? Meaningful conversations invite us to slow down, listen, and engage thoughtfully. They challenge us to step out of our comfort zones and be present. Even when we disagree, the act of engaging in respectful dialogue allows us to grow and refine our views. These are the Stoic secrets of trust building: the courage to be vulnerable, the patience to listen, and the wisdom to seek understanding over agreement. The lesson here is simple yet profound. By prioritizing meaningful conversations, you cultivate relationships built on trust, empathy, and mutual respect. You create a sense of community and shared understanding that becomes a source of strength during life's inevitable challenges. Trust is not an overnight achievement. It's a garden that thrives with care and attention. Let every conversation be an opportunity to plant the seeds of connection and nurture the bonds that truly matter. What steps will you take today to engage in deeper, more meaningful dialogues? Reflect on this and embrace the wisdom of Stoicism to enrich your relationships and bring greater inner peace. Number 5. Mastering emotional boundaries. Mastering emotional boundaries is an essential skill for safeguarding your mental and emotional well-being in today's interconnected and often overwhelming world. Without these boundaries, you risk becoming consumed by the emotional turmoil of others, leading to exhaustion, stress, and even resentment. However, establishing emotional boundaries is not about withdrawing or appearing indifferent. Rather, it is about maintaining the balance that enables you to support others while preserving your sense of self. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely observed, we cannot control the impressions others form of us, and the effort to do so only debases our character. This principle reminds us that while empathy is valuable, we must discern when to protect our inner peace. Consider the challenges of modern life, where relationships, both personal and professional, often blur the lines between compassion and self-sacrifice. You might encounter a friend who frequently vents their frustrations but resists taking meaningful action to improve their circumstances, or a colleague who offloads their anxiety onto you. While it's natural to want to help, continually absorbing the emotions of others can drain your energy and impede your ability to show up as your best self. Modern Stoicism teaches us to practice emotional resilience by recognizing what is within our control and what is not. Marcus Aurelius encapsulates this when he advises, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This understanding allows you to be present for others without becoming entangled in their emotional struggles. To navigate such situations, assertive communication becomes a cornerstone of setting healthy boundaries. By expressing your needs calmly and clearly, you can let others know when you are available to provide support and when you need time to recharge. For example, you might tell a friend, "I'm here to listen, but I also need some space to focus on my own well-being." This approach not only fosters mutual respect, but also encourages others to take ownership of their challenges. Additionally, learning to detach from the emotional burdens of others is not an act of selfishness. It is an act of self-preservation. Seneca's reminder, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality," underscores the importance of not internalizing the fears or worries of others. Practical strategies such as grounding techniques can be instrumental when you feel overwhelmed by someone else's emotions. Simple actions like taking deep breaths, stepping outside for fresh air, or redirecting your focus can help you regain composure and clarity. Detachment does not mean apathy, it means caring without carrying. By stepping back, you create the emotional distance necessary to offer meaningful support without depleting yourself. As you cultivate this practice, you'll find that you're better equipped to handle not only the emotions of others, but also your own internal reactions to challenging situations. Emotional boundaries also play a vital role in fostering healthier relationships. When you set clear limits, you encourage mutual respect and prevent resentment from creeping into your interactions. People who value you will appreciate your honesty and the stability that these boundaries provide. At the same time, those who push back against your limits may reveal opportunities for you to reevaluate the role they play in your life. Remember, as Epictetus taught, no man is free who is not master of himself. Your ability to set and maintain boundaries is a reflection of your self-mastery and emotional strength. This practice requires consistent effort and self-awareness, but the rewards are profound. By prioritizing your inner peace, you build a foundation from which you can better serve others without losing yourself in the process. Modern Stoicism encourages us to align our actions with our values, ensuring that our support for others comes from a place of strength rather than sacrifice. The balance you cultivate through emotional boundaries enables you to lead a life of greater fulfillment, resilience, and harmony, enriching both your relationships and your sense of self. Number 6. Detoxing from social media. Social media has woven itself into the fabric of our modern lives, serving as both a tool for connection and a source of disruption. Its constant stream of updates, notifications, and curated glimpses into others' lives creates a relentless sense of urgency, leaving us feeling tethered to a digital world at the expense of our peace of mind. To regain balance and cultivate inner peace, the practice of detoxing from social media, embraced with the principles of modern Stoicism, offers a path toward intentional engagement. Detoxing does not mean abandoning social media altogether. It is about reclaiming control over how we interact with it. As Seneca wisely observed, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. The imagined need to stay perpetually updated often outweighs the actual importance of the information we consume. The first step in this journey is self-awareness, recognizing when and why you turn to social media. Is it boredom, habit, or a means of escaping anxiety? Reflecting on these triggers allows you to find healthier, more enriching alternatives. Replace scrolling with activities that genuinely nurture your well-being, such as reading, walking in nature, or journaling. These practices not only ground you in the present moment, but align with the Stoic ideal of engaging with life's essentials. Epictetus reminds us, "It is not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them." By changing our response to boredom or unease, we take the first step toward mastering our relationship with social media. Setting boundaries is another cornerstone of this approach. Decide when and how you will engage with social media, making it a tool rather than a distraction. For example, you might choose to only check your accounts at specific times of the day, such as after work, or for no more than 30 minutes a day. This intentionality echoes Marcus Aurelius's advice to concentrate each minute on doing what is before you with exact and sincere seriousness. By narrowing your focus, you protect your time and energy, two of your most valuable resources. Curating your feed is equally transformative. Social media environments heavily influence our thoughts and emotions, so audit the accounts you follow. Unfollow those that provoke anxiety, fuel comparisons, or promote negativity. Instead, surround yourself with content that inspires personal growth, spreads positivity, or aligns with your values. This deliberate curation ensures your digital space supports rather than undermines your mental health. As you scroll, ask yourself whether the content you engage with contributes to or detracts from your tranquility. A question rooted in the Stoic practice of questioning the necessity of each action. One particularly effective strategy is to do a 24-hour detox. Take a day to disconnect from all platforms and immerse yourself in real-world activities. Spend time with loved ones, engage in creative hobbies, or simply enjoy the peace of solitude. At the end of the day, reflect on the experience. Do you feel calmer, more present, or less burdened by external noise? Often you'll find that the urgency of social media pales in comparison to the richness of lived experiences. As the Stoics taught, the fear of missing out is merely an illusion, a distortion of what truly matters. Finally, understand that detoxing is not about complete disengagement, but about reclaiming agency. When we consciously decide how much time and energy to devote to digital interactions, we restore balance to our lives. Modern Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, our choices and responses, while letting go of what is not. By embracing this perspective, we create space for deeper, more meaningful connections, reduce stress, and nurture our mental clarity. In a world increasingly dominated by digital noise, detoxing from social media is not merely a self-care practice. It is an act of reclaiming your attention and priorities. By applying the principles of modern Stoicism, you fortify your inner peace and align your actions with your values, ensuring that your energy is invested in what truly matters. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. With this mindset, the digital world transforms from a source of chaos to a tool for purposeful engagement, fostering a life of balance, focus, and serenity. You've made it halfway through this video, and that's no small achievement. It shows your dedication to reclaiming balance and cultivating inner peace in a world dominated by digital distractions. I want to congratulate you on taking this step to improve your life and, humbly, ask for a small favor. Leave a comment below. It really helps support Stoic in your life. If you're unsure what to write, just share a quick slogan or phrase inspired by this topic, like "Reclaim your focus." This way I'll know you've been on this journey with me. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights on modern Stoicism and living with intention. Let's keep building a life of clarity and purpose together. Number 7. Prioritizing your core needs. In the fast-paced chaos of daily life, it's easy to lose sight of what genuinely sustains us, our core needs. These needs are not fleeting desires or surface-level wants, but the deep, essential elements that nurture our emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. They are the foundation of a balanced and fulfilling life. Whether it's fostering meaningful relationships, carving out time for self-reflection, or simply giving yourself the space to recharge, prioritizing these needs is crucial for maintaining your inner balance and unlocking your full potential. When we neglect our core needs, life can start to feel overwhelming, disconnected, and draining, as though we're constantly trying to meet external demands without addressing what truly fuels us. Have you ever paused to ask yourself, what genuinely makes me feel alive? What activities or moments give me a sense of peace and clarity? Identifying these needs is the first and most important step in learning how to prioritize them effectively. Think about rest, one of the most universal yet frequently overlooked core needs. When you're running on empty, skipping sleep, or ignoring the need to slow down, the effects ripple across every area of your life. Your energy plummets, your mental clarity fades, and your emotional resilience crumbles, leaving you feeling more vulnerable and less able to cope with life's challenges. It's the same for creative or self-care practices like mindfulness, exercise, or simply taking a moment to breathe. These aren't indulgences. They are necessities that anchor you in times of stress. Consider the story of Lauren, a professional who equated her worth with constant productivity. She said yes to every request, convinced that doing more meant being more successful. But this mindset left her burned out and deeply unfulfilled. Everything changed when Lauren made a conscious effort to prioritize her core needs. She started small, dedicating Sunday mornings to painting, a passion she had abandoned, and taking evening walks to decompress. These simple changes didn't make her less capable. They made her more focused, effective, and happy. Lauren's journey is a reminder that even small adjustments can have transformative effects when they align with what truly nurtures us. So, what about you? What core needs have you been neglecting? Do you find yourself letting temporary demands or fleeting wants take precedence over what matters most? Prioritizing your core needs doesn't mean abandoning your responsibilities or becoming selfish. It means learning to say no to the things that drain your energy and yes to the ones that replenish it. It's about creating boundaries that protect your time and your emotional health. Even small, consistent actions can make a big difference. Imagine taking 15 minutes a day to meditate, stretch, or simply enjoy the quiet. These moments aren't luxuries, they're investments in your long-term health and happiness. By focusing on your core needs, you don't just improve your own life. You become better equipped to show up for others with greater presence and energy. When you are well-rested, emotionally grounded, and connected to what truly matters, you can navigate challenges and responsibilities without the constant threat of burnout. As one of the timeless Stoic secrets teaches us, taking care of yourself is not selfish, it is essential. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and prioritizing your well-being allows you to give more freely and meaningfully to the people and pursuits that matter most. So today, ask yourself, what core needs can I honor to create a stronger, more balanced and thriving version of myself for tomorrow? The answer to that question could be the first step toward transforming your life. Number 8. Embracing gratitude in the present moment. In a world where the relentless pursuit of more success, possessions, and accolades dominates our lives, it becomes all too easy to lose sight of the abundance already present. The constant drive to meet external expectations or chase distant goals often leaves us feeling restless, dissatisfied, and anxious. Gratitude, however, offers a powerful counterbalance to this mindset, shifting our focus from scarcity to abundance. It invites us to pause and acknowledge the good in our lives, no matter how small, even amidst difficulties. Gratitude is not about denying life's challenges or pretending perfection exists. It is about cultivating a mindset that recognizes and celebrates the richness of the present moment. For example, taking a few minutes each day to reflect on 3 things you're grateful for, be it the warmth of the sun, the support of loved ones, or a moment of quiet, can reframe your perspective and nurture a sense of inner peace. As Seneca wisely observed, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. This principle is deeply rooted in modern Stoicism, which emphasizes the importance of grounding ourselves in the present rather than being consumed by regrets of the past or fears of the future. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher-emperor, advised, "Do not dwell on the past or dream of the future, but concentrate the mind on the present moment." This timeless wisdom reminds us that life unfolds in the here and now, not in memories or fantasies. Embracing the present moment involves letting go of what we cannot change and focusing instead on what we can control. Consider the simple act of mindfulness. Whether it's savoring the taste of your morning coffee, noticing the gentle rustling of leaves, or fully engaging in a conversation, these small moments of presence connect us more deeply to life and reduce the overwhelm of external pressures. Practicing gratitude and presence goes hand in hand with releasing the grip of materialism and comparison. When we focus on what we already have, rather than longing for what others possess, we begin to see life's inherent wealth. This mindset fosters emotional resilience and contentment, creating a foundation for lasting inner peace. Gratitude transforms ordinary experiences into extraordinary ones by illuminating the beauty and value of what might otherwise go unnoticed. This is not to say we should abandon ambition or growth. Rather, by embracing gratitude and presence, we align our aspirations with a sense of fulfillment in the journey itself, not just the destination. In modern life, where distractions are constant and the pressure to achieve never ceases, intentionally practicing gratitude and mindfulness becomes essential. Techniques like journaling, deep breathing, or setting aside moments for quiet reflection are accessible ways to ground ourselves in the present. These practices remind us that joy and fulfillment are not found in chasing the next achievement, but in appreciating what already exists. By seeing challenges as opportunities to grow and viewing life's gifts with gratitude, we create a richer, more meaningful existence. When we embody gratitude and presence, we recognize that the most profound peace comes not from accumulating possessions or accolades, but from a deep appreciation of life's simple yet extraordinary moments. Modern Stoicism encourages this mindset, teaching that by focusing on what we can control and valuing the present, we unlock a sense of freedom and fulfillment. Life becomes not a series of unmet desires, but a journey marked by gratitude and inner harmony. Number 9. Mastering emotional boundaries. Mastering emotional boundaries is a cornerstone of maintaining healthy relationships and safeguarding your emotional well-being. Without well-defined boundaries, we risk absorbing the stress and emotional turbulence of those around us, leaving us drained, overwhelmed, and unable to focus on our own needs. However, establishing emotional boundaries doesn't mean shutting people out. It means creating a protective space for your emotional health while still showing compassion and care. Modern Stoicism offers profound wisdom here, reminding us of Epictetus's teaching. It's not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters. This principle underscores the importance of being mindful of how much emotional energy you allow others to extract from you, and taking deliberate steps to protect your inner peace. Emotional boundaries are essential for striking this balance, and they empower you to remain present and supportive without losing yourself in the process. One of the most common challenges in mastering emotional boundaries is recognizing when they're being crossed. For instance, when a friend frequently leans on you to unload their emotional burdens, it's essential to notice when their stress starts to negatively affect your well-being. At that moment, setting a boundary, such as gently expressing your need to step back for self-care, becomes an act of self-respect, not selfishness. For example, you might say, "I care about you, but I need a little time to recharge right now." This simple yet assertive communication allows you to prioritize your emotional health while still supporting your friend in a meaningful way. Emotional resilience is critical here, as it equips you to monitor your own emotional state and recognize when intervention is needed to prevent burnout. By maintaining this awareness, you can navigate emotional interactions with clarity and poise, ensuring you don't get caught in a cycle of emotional overextension. Setting boundaries also requires assertive yet empathetic communication. This involves clearly stating your needs without feeling guilty or resorting to excessive justification. For example, if a colleague regularly vents to you about workplace frustrations in a way that drains your focus, you can calmly respond by saying, "I understand this is important to you, but I need to concentrate on my tasks right now. Perhaps we can talk later." By establishing this boundary, you respect your own priorities while still showing that you care about their concerns. Consistency is equally vital in this practice. You need to check in with yourself regularly to ensure your boundaries are being upheld. When you notice any lapses, reaffirming those boundaries becomes necessary to maintain a balance between being available to others and protecting your own well-being. Consistency in enforcing emotional boundaries not only strengthens your resilience but also teaches others to respect your emotional space. This is not an act of selfishness. On the contrary, it's a powerful way to nurture your mental and emotional health, enabling you to show up fully and effectively for those who matter most. By taking responsibility for your emotional boundaries, you maintain control over your emotional resources and prevent external pressures from dominating your inner world. Over time, this practice creates a sense of balance and harmony, allowing you to foster healthier, more fulfilling relationships. It's important to remember that mastering emotional boundaries is an ongoing process that requires self-awareness, courage, and practice. In modern life, where obligations and interpersonal dynamics can become overwhelming, these boundaries act as a protective buffer, giving you the emotional clarity and strength to navigate challenges with grace. Through the lens of modern Stoicism, we learn to view boundary setting not as a barrier between ourselves and others, but as a bridge to healthier connections and a more peaceful existence. By prioritizing your well-being, you're better equipped to contribute to the well-being of those around you, creating a ripple effect of positivity and mutual respect. Ultimately, this practice helps you build a life rooted in emotional resilience, balance, and enduring peace. Let me ask you this. Are you ready to take charge of your emotional well-being and strengthen your relationships through the mastery of boundaries? If so, it's time to act. Like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Protect energy, nurture peace. Because true strength comes not from controlling others but from mastering yourself. Number 10. Cultivating flexibility and adaptability. Life is full of twists and turns, and cultivating flexibility and adaptability is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself to navigate its unpredictable nature. Flexibility doesn't mean abandoning your values or dreams. It means learning to adjust your path when circumstances veer away from what you expected. Picture this. You've meticulously planned a family vacation, but a sudden storm cancels your flights. You could spiral into frustration or disappointment. But what if instead you saw this as a chance to explore your own city, reconnect with loved ones at home, or even embrace a quiet day to yourself? This mindset, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, reminds us of the Stoic secrets to maintaining peace and clarity. While we may not control what happens, we have the ultimate authority over how we respond. The Stoics understood that resistance to change breeds unnecessary suffering. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Life will always present unforeseen challenges, whether it's a sudden shift in a work project or the end of a meaningful relationship. Adaptability lies in accepting these changes, processing our emotions healthily, and choosing to move forward with intention rather than being stuck in resentment or rigidity. Yet, adaptability doesn't come naturally for many of us because we're wired to find comfort in routines and resist the unknown. Have you ever clung to a plan or an idea so tightly that when it unraveled, it felt like a personal failure? The truth is, our attachment to how things should be is often the root of our suffering, not the change itself. Take, for example, a young entrepreneur whose startup faced an unexpected economic downturn. Instead of giving in to defeat, she pivoted her business model, identified a new market, and eventually thrived in ways she hadn't originally envisioned. This is the essence of adaptability, seeing obstacles not as roadblocks, but as detours, guiding you toward new opportunities. How might your life change if you embrace this perspective when faced with uncertainty? What if, instead of fearing change, you welcomed it as a teacher and a catalyst for growth? Flexibility requires emotional resilience, the ability to acknowledge disappointment or frustration without letting it consume you. It's natural to feel upset when things don't go as planned, but by practicing self-awareness and adjusting your thinking, you can transform those emotions into fuel for forward momentum. For instance, if your role at work changes unexpectedly, consider it an opportunity to learn new skills or challenge yourself in unfamiliar territory. Feedback and setbacks, when viewed with an open mind, become stepping stones toward your personal and professional growth. At its core, adaptability isn't about surrendering control. It's about exercising control where it matters most. Your attitude and your actions. How can you shift your mindset to see change not as a threat, but as a gift? When you stop resisting the inevitable and instead choose to flow with life's current, you cultivate inner peace and resilience. The lesson here is clear. Flexibility is the bridge between where you are and where you're meant to go. By letting go of rigid expectations and embracing the unexpected, you discover new paths, hidden strengths, and the profound ability to thrive in any situation. So the next time life throws you a curveball, ask yourself, how can I adapt, grow, and move forward with grace? This question, rooted in Stoic wisdom, holds the key to enduring peace and clarity amidst life's chaos. Number 11. Fostering empathy and generosity. Fostering empathy and generosity is a cornerstone of building meaningful connections and finding true fulfillment in life. These qualities, deeply rooted in emotional intelligence and inner strength, allow us to transcend self-centeredness and genuinely consider the needs and emotions of others. As Marcus Aurelius observed, man was made for the sake of man, to benefit each other. Empathy, the ability to understand and share another's feelings, helps us navigate the complexities of relationships with compassion, while generosity, the act of giving freely of our time, energy, or resources without expectation, enriches both our lives and those we touch. Together they create a powerful synergy that strengthens bonds, fosters trust, and cultivates a sense of shared humanity. In modern life, where distractions and self-interest often dominate, practicing empathy can be transformative. For instance, when a friend faces adversity, listening with genuine care and without judgment can be an act of profound kindness that deepens your relationship. Empathy allows us to bridge divides, offering understanding even when we disagree with another's perspective. In the workplace, this might mean acknowledging a colleague's stress and offering encouragement, creating a more harmonious and productive environment. At home, empathy fosters mutual respect, enabling families to navigate conflicts with grace. As Epictetus wisely noted, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak, reminding us that active listening is central to empathetic engagement. Generosity, meanwhile, is not confined to material gifts. It thrives in the small, thoughtful acts that often mean the most. Offering your time to help a neighbor, providing a word of encouragement to someone feeling disheartened, or simply being present for a loved one, are all expressions of generosity that leave lasting impressions. True generosity comes from a mindset of abundance, where giving is an expression of gratitude and purpose rather than a transactional act. Modern Stoicism highlights the importance of aligning our actions with our values, ensuring that our generosity is authentic and heartfelt. When we give freely without expecting anything in return, we tap into a profound source of fulfillment, embodying the Stoic ideal of living in harmony with nature and our community. However, both empathy and generosity must be practiced with balance. To avoid self-sacrifice at the expense of our own well-being, it is essential to set boundaries and practice self-compassion, recognizing when to step back and recharge. For example, if you find yourself emotionally drained from supporting a friend through repeated struggles, it's okay to take a moment to care for yourself. Seneca reminds us, you must live for others if you wish to live for yourself. But this wisdom carries an implicit call for balance. Giving to others requires that we maintain our own strength and resilience. Modern Stoicism teaches us to harmonize empathy and self-preservation, enabling us to support others without losing ourselves in the process. Empathy and generosity also create a ripple effect, fostering a cycle of positivity that benefits both the giver and the recipient. When we extend kindness to others, we strengthen our own sense of purpose and connection, creating relationships built on trust and mutual respect. Generosity, when coupled with empathy, becomes a powerful tool for building communities where individuals feel valued and supported. At the same time, these practices remind us of our shared humanity, reinforcing the Stoic belief in the interconnectedness of all people. By cultivating empathy and generosity, we lead lives rich in meaning, where our actions align with our highest values. These practices not only enhance our relationships, but also nurture our own inner peace and fulfillment. As we integrate modern Stoicism into our daily lives, we are reminded to give generously, listen deeply, and care compassionately, all while safeguarding our well-being. In doing so, we create a harmonious balance between serving others and nurturing ourselves, ultimately contributing to a world that is kinder, more understanding, and profoundly connected. Number 12. Nourishing your mind and body. Nourishing your mind and body is among the most profound acts of self-care, shaping the foundation of a fulfilling and resilient life. In the whirlwind of modern living, where demands on our time and energy are unrelenting, it's easy to neglect the basic practices that sustain us. However, investing in your physical and mental well-being is not indulgent. It is essential. The Stoics, champions of discipline and balance, believed that a sound mind and body are prerequisites for a meaningful existence. As Epictetus stated, No man is free who is not master of himself. To master oneself, we must first care for the vessel, our mind and body, that carries us through life. The path to physical nourishment begins with the fundamentals: sufficient sleep, a balanced diet, and regular exercise. These are more than mere routines. They are acts of respect toward yourself. Sleep, for instance, is the body's way of restoring energy and processing emotions, ensuring we face challenges with clarity and calm. Similarly, a diet rich in whole, unprocessed foods provides the nutrients necessary for optimal brain function and sustained energy. Exercise, beyond its physical benefits, triggers the release of endorphins, natural mood enhancers that combat stress and promote happiness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Physical health enables us to experience these privileges fully and with gratitude. Equally important is the nourishment of the mind, which requires deliberate practices that foster clarity, emotional stability, and inner peace. Activities such as meditation, journaling, or even a quiet walk in nature provide moments to pause and reflect, helping you reconnect with your values and priorities. These practices align with modern Stoicism, emphasizing mindfulness and self-awareness as tools for navigating life's challenges. Seneca advised, "Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life." By engaging in activities that anchor your mind in the present, you live each day with intention and gratitude. Self-care, often misunderstood as indulgence, is in fact a necessary commitment to your overall well-being. This includes dedicating time to relaxation, creative pursuits, and nurturing relationships. Spending time with loved ones, engaging in hobbies that ignite joy, or simply enjoying moments of solitude replenishes your emotional reserves. The Stoics recognized that balance is key to resilience. It is not enough to merely endure life's trials. You must also embrace moments of joy and restoration. In a world brimming with distractions, prioritizing these acts of self-care is a declaration of self-love and an acknowledgement of your intrinsic worth. By consistently nourishing your mind and body, you build the resilience to weather life's inevitable storms and the clarity to appreciate its fleeting beauty. The modern Stoicism approach teaches us to focus on what is within our control, like our daily habits and choices, while releasing our grip on external outcomes. This perspective allows us to approach life's challenges with grace and emotional steadiness. As you embark on the journey of self-nourishment, remember the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This strength, cultivated through intentional care for your mind and body, empowers you to face life with confidence, wisdom, and unwavering serenity. As we wrap up, remember that letting go is not about losing, but about gaining the freedom to focus on what truly matters. By applying the principles of Stoicism and psychology, you can free yourself from emotional burdens, nurture your resilience, and align your life with your core values. Take small steps each day, whether it's setting boundaries, practicing gratitude, or letting go of what you cannot control, and watch as you grow stronger and more at peace. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What is one thing you can let go of today to create more peace in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Stoic in Your Life for more insights on living a life of purpose and inner peace. Let's continue this journey together.